Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob. And in this video, we got good news and we got bad news. Uh, the last video was showing you guys the ways and that I needed to get it ground. And I wasn't really getting any response from my channel or the video. So today I decided to call P&B Grinding and Machine in Ohio. I can't remember the name of the place. And I talked to him about it and told him the circumstances and why I'd like to get it done. If it wasn't for Dale, I probably wouldn't worry about it. But this is something that came from him, and I want it to be a good memory. If something happens that he's not around, I want him to see it before that happens. And when you got stage 4 kidney failure, you got a plan, and I don't like doing that. But anyway, so I called him and I talked to him about it, and he said that it'd be pretty close to $900 to have it done. But he said he looked at the video. I was pointing him towards that last video of mine, and he said that he made his his helper, the one that did the video on the last lathe I seen him do, and he watched the video and he said to help you out, we'll do it for $150 because it doesn't have the V-ways, so there's not a lot of setup. Just kiss the top of it and the sides, and that's it. So, because the sides are really not in that bad a shape. I mean, they're actually fairly decent for as old as this machine is. It's the thickness that's what's the problem. We got a wear spot in it, and it's thinner up here than it is on this side. This is all pretty much virgin, almost, except for the tailstock. You don't move the tailstock very often. But he said he'd do it for $150, and now I have to figure out how to get it to him. So I thought about some of the videos that I had seen Keith Rutger do, where he had asked people that was traveling through the area if they was going the way that he needed it to go, that he would like for them to pick it up and drop it off. Well, that's what I'm asking right now, is if there's anybody that's coming through Ivydale, West Virginia, which is like 57 miles north of Charleston, West Virginia. And it's going to be going to, hold on, let me look online and see where he's at. He's in Garrettsville, Ohio. And if there's somebody, one of my subscribers that is on vacation, or you're going on a trip, or you got a business trip to go on or something, and you got a pickup or some way to carry this bed, you're only carrying the bed itself. I have to actually disassemble it. And it's going to get scratched all to hell, so this might be an opportunity for me to actually repaint it, because that paint that I used was junk. So I may have to rebuild this thing twice. But if somebody's heading in that direction, coming through here and heading towards Garrettsville, Ohio, I need to get this taken to him, and possibly coming back. If you're coming back this way, maybe you could bring it back. I don't know. Just depends on what your schedule is. I'm working around your schedule, whoever would be able to do that. But anyway, I got everything set up. the way I like it. Or at least I think I do. And I'll show you the upgrades that I did to it and how I done my speed sensor and stuff like that. Yes, you see a calculator, I'd put that there too. Because every time I turn around, I got to go over to the computer and pull up my calculator. So anyway, we put the drum switch on it, and yes, it does work. Only in forward. It don't work in backwards. Alright, so then we put our speed sensor on it, right there. And instead of making a collar for this to make that stick out further and put a sensor over here, I would have had to have drilled holes in this, and I wasn't planning on doing that. So I mounted it here, and I could have went down a little bit further. I wouldn't have had to have done this. I did have to put a round place in here, and then I had to round that off a little bit so that it would miss that bracket right there. So it was pretty close. So then I 3D printed a collar on it that misses everything, including this. And it actually overlaps this gear here simply because there's nothing that goes onto that gear right there. And it also overlaps that cover for the bearing. So it's got a set screw in it. And this basically just slides on just like the gear onto the same shaft that this is on. So that turned out pretty nice. Now it does work. Now I put this on a power switch. So let's spin that. And it works. Alright, and then we got our DRO mounted, and it's almost flush. And calculator, that way I can slide it up out of there if I need to. And then we got our tool holders to go on it, just like I did over there on the Logan. And that light is a little blinding. So now you see why I wanted a backsplash. You see the back side of that wall right there? That's why I wanted a backsplash. So yeah, we're gonna get some oil on the wood, but that's fine. It probably needs to be oiled anyway. It's pretty old wood. I had to do a bunch of sand and still didn't get it perfect, but it's a little smooth. Then we added the light. This one came out of my kitchen. And then I just draped my DRO readers down because both of them moves with the saddle. So this is basically how I mounted it. I took this, it already had the hole in it from when I had it on my Logan, because this is the same one I had on my Logan. All this is just, I just took it off the Logan, put the DRO on that Logan, and then when this come up, I took it and put it on here. And this bolt here is the one that holds the end of it. This bolt is just to mount this on it. So the hold down bracket or bolt for the DRO and this one holds all that together. And then I just made a bracket underneath here for this one here and had to put it in backwards so I could put screws in it. And that actually turned out pretty nice on that one. That one I got lucky. I put it on the hold down bolt that holds that rail down. So it's on the middle one. And then it all just travels right along with it. because of the way I did it. I still got to put a zip tie on that, and maybe put that up there and put a zip tie in it to hold it in place. But I may have to adjust it once I get the bed grounded. I might have to adjust it, pull some out, a little bit more out of it. It's got plenty on it. You can see the wires hanging there. There's plenty of wire to go, another couple inches, so that it will travel the whole distance. So then my speed sensor, I just ran it through like so, and then I'm going to make an enclosure box to mount over top of it that's going to be the same thickness as the other one, so it kind of matches. And I just took a piece of that aluminum, 40, well, whatever that angle is, cut them angles and then bolted those down with these bars. And believe me, this was not easy to do by myself. I needed 10 hands while I was doing this. And it was a little wobbly, so this is what I did to make that happen. I put them braces on there. I had these two brackets that I took off of something. I can't remember what it was, but I just drilled a hole in it and made a bracket out of it that actually happened to fit this square tubing that come off of an old tent. And you can see the push buttons there, which can never be used. And then I pop riveted this to that rail all the way up. And I did that on both sides. Yes, I've got all these studs sticking out real far, and I do need to trim them off, but I want to wait until it's possible I can use these for mounting something else. So I want to leave them long, and they're all stainless steel. They're not going to rust. Now the nuts are not stainless steel, but that's all right. But I think that'll work just fine. It's a little tall, but I wanted it to be tall simply because I wanted the DRO to be mounted in it up high so that it'd be almost face level to me. So we got our switch for our speed sensor, calculator, DRO, our rails, our tools, and I'm gonna probably mount these up here, but I need to figure out a way to make this happen so that this is behind some kind of plexiglass or something so that no grease gets on them, so that I know all my drill and tap sizes that I need, what drill bits I need for what taps. That way I can just look at the piece of paper and, oh, this is the size I need, and go get it. So we're going to try to use that as an information board also. We can't really put a whole lot in this area. In fact, that there may be a little close. I wanted to put this over here, but the cord that come off of the sensor or the reader wasn't long enough to reach over here, so I had to put it there. So it's almost in line with the chuck. So it may get grease all over it. I don't know. But we're probably going to have to tear it back down. I hope that somebody can actually help me out with transporting this thing, because it's going to cost an arm and a leg with US or UPS. USPS will not ship it. FedEx will not ship it. FedEx is the only one, UPS is the only one that will transport something that heavy. And the bad part about UPS is there's none around here. The nearest one is 25, 30 miles. And that's crazy. Got plenty of USPSs, but they don't like to work. If it's too hard and too heavy, they don't want to mess with it. Bunch of pansies. Anyway, if somebody is interested in helping me out with transporting this thing to Garrettsville, Ohio, uh, I talked to Bill, and he's the one who told me what he would charge me. When he said 900, I about gulped a big freaking lump in my throat, and then he said, "Well, it's possible I could do it for 500," but then that was before he found out it didn't have no V-ways. If it had a V-way on it, that's a little bit more difficult setup. These are just flat. All he's got to do is just kiss the top of it and kiss the sides of it. So, and the sides, I don't know if it really needs it. Of course, he'll tell me, but I would venture to say that that would be okay. I think where we're having the problem is the thickness here, and the thickness here is totally different because of this groove right here that's 6 thou out. So if you can help me out, maybe there's something I have I can trade you when you come here to pick it up or whatever. Maybe there's something I can help you with. I don't know. But right now in my life, that's the only way I can do anything is barter system. And it used to be that's the only way I was able to live, and that's barter system. Without the barter system, I would be screwed. I'd have been screwed a long time ago. But it's basically scratch each other's back, help each other out, and that's what I'm hoping to have happen here is that somebody can actually do that. Keith Rucker's pretty successful at it, so maybe I will be too. We hope. But anyway, tell me what you think, guys. She's looking pretty snazzy. And I do have a key for the big chuck, which is right here. Did find a key for it that I had that also fits one of my other Craftsman chucks. One of my other 4-jaws. So let me know, guys, if anybody is going that way and coming back. That would be a great scenario. If you're only going there and you're not coming back, that's fine too. I'll have to figure out how to get it back. But do I have a bushing bat in that too? I think so. I think I got a bushing. I just found that just by putting my hand there resting that I found that. Oh well, we're going bushing it all. Whatever needs bust, we're going to bust. If she needs bust, we'll bush her too. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and maybe you got some ideas. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. You guys have a good one. Later.